Oh, hello. I was just reading a manual. How's it going? This is Dom Zook coming at you live, 7:30 p.m., October 17th, Pacific time. What's up, guys? How you doing? This is Proficiency Check. It's been a while since I last had one. And essentially what I do in Proficiency Check, as Talene was asking in the chat, what happens during Proficiency Check? Well, not a whole lot. I talk about things. Usually I ramble. I probably say more things than I should say. I talk about things that should probably be relegated strictly to Patreon backers or something like that. But I like some measure of transparency. Um, yes, masterpiece basement. Anyway, yeah, I just talk about random stuff that comes into my head, and sometimes I work on planning RPGs that I'll probably never run, and things of that nature. But what I want to talk about is our hmm I don't know how that goes. Anyway, I want to talk about our schedule because that's really cool. We're doing a lot of new things, and I'd love to talk about them. We I want to talk about Extra Life because that's coming up in a couple of weeks. I want to talk about my hair. God, I need a haircut. Look at this. Look at the gray. Look at the gray that's coming in. It's crazy. I don't want to talk about that. Talk about. I will always talk about Uncle Scrooge, if you want to talk about that. And I'm here to answer questions. So if you have questions about anything that we do here at Saving Throw, I'm here. I'm happy to answer anything. I am not sure if I'll be doing more than like an hour or so today. My back kind of hurts. It kind of hurts to sit here for any period longer than an hour, but we'll see. Maybe. Anyway, so let's start. So schedule. Um, yeah, I don't know if it's sophistication so much as it is uh, uh, overworked. Anyway, we've sort of started a new schedule, as you probably are aware. We've added some new things over the last couple of weeks. One of them is Tom's disorganized play, which is his GM prep show, which is amazing. And if you're not watching it, definitely tune in tomorrow at 2 o'clock. He's running through the current Adventures League Storm King's Thunder from Wizards of the Coast for D&D 5e. If you are a GM or a GM adjacent and you are looking for some tips to make your games more dynamic and interesting, definitely give that show a watch. If you are a player in Storm King's Thunder and you're playing in an Adventures League game, you might not want to watch because spoilers abound. But if you are running a game or you are just a casual observer and want to have some interest in that sort of thing, definitely tune into it because it is amazing. And I'm so happy that Tom has put something like that on because he is an amazing GM and has such a breadth of knowledge for those types of things. So definitely check it out. It's at 2 o'clock tomorrow, and then what he does is he does his prep show on Tuesdays, and then on Wednesdays he does the actual game in our local gaming store here in sunny Burbank, California, and he comes back on Thursday and does his recap basically. So he'll tell you what went right, what went wrong, and what he's planning for the next time. And he answers questions. So if you have questions, you can send them to us. You can send them to him. He's at Dungeon Bastard on Twitter. And yeah, anyway, it's a really cool show. I'm super excited about it. I think it's been going on for I think we've been doing it for maybe 3 weeks or so. So, yeah, I enjoy it. I really like it. Is there really any other hairstyle for me to do other than parted on the side and short? I don't know. But see, I got little wings coming out here. That's pretty cool. That's great. Yeah, my hair does like not do anything interesting. It's just a poof ball is all it does. It's not even like I have nothing. I have a wave. I have a wave of hair. That's all that happens. It looks weird on this camera. Anyway, um, what's up, guys? How's it going? Let's see. So that's disorganized play. All through the month of October, you probably know this because it's been halfway. We're halfway through October now, but Jordan and Megan Caves Callerman have been playing Expucaganza, which is their combined show. Basically, they've taken Knick-Knack on Every Paddywhack, otherwise known as a Knick-Knack on Every Corpse, and Jordan's Adventures in Adventuring, and they've sort of combined them and put a sort of horror themed to them, and they are playing scary games. Normally that's Mondays and Wednesdays, or Mondays and Tuesdays, although they do not have a game tomorrow because Jordan is working. But yeah, scaring the bejesus out of each other. They are currently playing Layers of Fear, which is a terrifying game that I was watching today. And they have a whole lot of fun. It's a joy to watch. And if you've enjoyed watching Trumpy on Roll for Shoes at any point in time, you will love this show because that's all Jordan does is he talks in Trumpy voice. Let's see. Okay, what else? So a couple of big things. So Wednesdays have changed in a number of ways, and I want to talk about that. So the big thing is that Barky's Brigade is there's no more Barky's Brigade. If you tuned in a couple weeks ago, you saw the first episode ever of The Lost Brigade, which is sort of a spin-off, I guess you could say, of Barky's. That features Tyler, Garov, Havana, and Tracy. The big thing is that Amy is unfortunately not able to be on The Lost Brigade anymore. So you will not get Morelloren, but she is gainfully employed over at Geek and Sundry, which is great for her. but unfortunately, that means that she's not able to play along with us. So that's what you get when you can't pay anybody. Oh well. Yeah, I just did. Wait 15 seconds and then you can answer after that. Yeah. Yes, so hopefully she'll be back and play something with us at some point, but Geek and Sundry has all but taken her away completely, so it's sad, but it's good. It's good for her. So we wish her the best, and I'm sure we'll see her back here at some point. So there you go. For that's a big thing. Beyond that, we have another big show is Misadventures, which just started, and Talene is the GM for that. And Misadventures is taking over, so we're doing every other week now on Wednesdays. So we will have The Lost Brigade this week, and then next week we will have Misadventures, and it will continue like that almost to the end of the year, at least into November. And if you guys really like Misadventures, please do let us know. We would love to keep doing it, but a lot of it is up to you guys, and you letting us know what you think about these shows and stuff like that we're doing. If you like Disorganized Play or Expucaganza or Misadventures or The Lost Brigade or whatever it is that we do here, we thrive on your feedback and what you think. So anyway, Misadventures is Wednesday nights. This is going to be coming back. Episode 2 is going to be next year. Next year. Oh God. No, please no. Next week. The back pain is affecting me and I can't think straight. So Misadventures comes back next week. If you don't know, if you didn't watch episode 1, I keep wanting to say season 1. I'm not quite sure why. If you missed episode 1, that Misadventures basically is a Pathfinder homebrew that Talene made that features the Harry Potter universe. So if you're a Harry Potter fan, or you like homebrewed systems, especially things based off of Pathfinder, this is probably right up your alley. It's a whole heaping load of fun. Talene made a Marauders map, and it is our ladies' night. Also, I keep burying that lead. It is 100%, except for me behind the camera. It is 100% women, and I can't be more proud that all of them are on our channel and doing this show because they're so cool, and it's a ton of fun. So we have Talene is our GM. We have Megan Caves Collarman, Blythe Kala, Mac Beauvais, and Terry Gamble are playing. And they've all been on various shows before in the past, some more than others. But they are a hoot and a blast. And I won't give away anything that's coming up in Misadventures, but it is a ton of fun. So definitely tune in. If you've ever wanted to incorporate Harry Potter rules into a gaming system or whatever, Talene is working on that right now. So we might have some things for you guys to play with in the near future that we might drop on Patreon soon. So that's Misadventures. Let's see, what else? What else do we have? Monday Night Dungeon Fight just started season 3. That was last Monday, and that was a whole heap and load of fun. We did some D&D trivia along there, which I'm going to be incorporating into our Extra Life game coming up in November, which I'll go into in a second. Yeah, keep me in back medication, which is basically just Advil, so, and heating pads, so that's good. Let's see, what else? I think those are big news. So next Tuesday, so a week from tomorrow, we are launching our Shadowrun show. Shadowrun. We're finally doing it. Like, what? Yeah, Shadowrun. I'm pretty excited about this. I know we've been talking about it for a very long time. We had a poll and asked people what game they wanted us to run next and what they wanted us to teach next and all these other things. And Shadowrun continually tops the list. And there's very good reasons for that. Shadowrun is not an easy game to pick up. It's not an easy game to play. It is it's sort of traditionally known as a very crunchy, very almost, for lack of a better word, grognardy system. And it's deservedly so. I don't mind saying that. It's a pretty heavy lift. So Tyler is actually stepping up. No, not Henry. Although maybe eventually Henry will pick that up. But Tyler is stepping up to run Shadowrun for us. So he did that in our first marathon this year, back in when was it? April. And we're going to do it again. And that's going to be also bi-weekly. So he's going to do Shadowrun, and then it will be Road's Legacy, and then Shadowrun. And we're putting together the team for that. So when we have our cast for that, I will let you know. But anyway, that's starting in a week from tomorrow. So tune in for that. So we're eventually going to be, let's see. Yeah, we'll have a show Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday is Disorganized Play. But next week we'll have a show at the studio 5 nights. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. We'll have shows at the studio. And we'll have shows 6 days out of the 7. So that's pretty amazing, and it's really due to you. We were talking about expanding our schedule because there's so much that we want to do, and there's a lot of things that people ask us to try to accommodate and get in there. And it's tough, obviously. We all have day jobs. We can't just devote to this. We're not getting paid by anybody or anything like that. So it's hard to add on additional things. So that means we, with some things like Barkey's Brigade, aka the Lost Brigade, we have to pull that back and do that bi-weekly so that we can fit something else in that we wanted to do. We had a lot of people asking us to do more Pathfinder content, and so this is sort of our answer for that. And then where we could fit Shadowrun in was where Tyler could accommodate it in his schedule. So the bi-weekly thing, it's not ideal. If I had my druthers, we would do weekly shows. But it's also, it's tough. Again, everyone has a day job, and it's tough to run a game weekly when that's not your main source of income, especially one where it's visual and you're looking at things and you want to have stuff. If you watched Misadventures, I was talking about this and how Talene had built the Marauders map, and she had scrolls and she had all these things for people, and that takes a lot of work. And for me, I love that sort of stuff, especially on a visual show like this. I love being able to show these things to you guys and have it be a more visceral experience, because not only are you able to affect things through your donations and influence our games, and we were one of the first streams to be able to do that. No, that's not entirely true. For one of the first RPG streams maybe on Twitch. Certainly people were able to influence games well before we started, but I wanted something that connected people, not just in a way that, okay, yeah, you could donate and things will happen on screen, but also make it feel like you're there. And so the camera setup and everything like that we do is all designed to try and be that that connective tissue that makes you feel like you're part of the game. And that's important to me because it's not always easy to watch RPGs on Twitch or anywhere. A lot of times you just have little boxes in the corner of people's faces, and then maybe a graphic in the middle, maybe a map or something. And it's very impersonal. And I'm not gonna say that we'll never do that in the future, because there's certainly merit to that. But yes, Mordenkainen soundboard. Yeah, I'll get to that in a second. But yeah, I like that. I like having the connection and people around a table that can reach out and touch each other rather than, being so remote and stuff. It's just, I don't know, there's something almost, I want to say disingenuous. That's maybe a little harsh, but I like the around the table atmosphere. I'm rambling again, but this is sort of what I do on Proficiency Check. I ramble. So, yeah, anyway, that's the whole thing. So our setup is designed for that. And in order to allow our GMs time to sort of prep these types of things to make it a more visual and engaging experience for everyone, not just people around the table, but for you guys as well, we opted to pull back and do everything as a bi-weekly. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So, okay. So there's that. If there are any questions, any comments about our schedule, you can ask at any point during the show. I'm happy to talk about any of that stuff. In the meantime, I'll move on. So you may have seen the Mordenkainen's soundboard up there in the corner. So we made our October goal. Thank you so much for supporting us and getting us through that. Things have picked up we were sort of slow in the summer, and that's fine. And then and then in September and October, we just barely eked it out in September, and then October has been super great. So thank you so much for your support. And what you see now is sort of our secondary goal. So there are various things uh, that are in need of an upgrade at the studio. And if you've noticed, our audio is haphazard at best. We had an issue a while ago where the GM, it was David, I think, was running the game, and he was sounding super distant, almost like he was in a hole. Well, that's because our mixer, our soundboard, the inputs will sometimes kind of die, basically. And we've lost 3 inputs now, and we're down to 5, which is fine when we only have 5 people around the table. But if you decide to add any other people around, if we have special guests or you want a Dom mic or anything like that, then we're kind of screwed. So we're starting to look around for a new soundboard. But that's just the first phase of a number of upgrades that we want to do coming up. We were looking at new microphones. The lavaliers that we have are great, but they are getting old. And they're huge and kind of clunky and a little bit cumbersome for everyone to put on and manage and everything. So we're looking to upgrade that, but not until we get the mixer. From there, we're looking at like things like cameras and a new switcher so that we can get more cameras and better cameras, higher quality, and things just look clearer. We're not worried about focus issues on the dice cam and stuff like that. And the color will match between all of the cameras. That's a lofty goal for me right now, but I would love to have, a good color so that not everyone has this sort of gray, bluish gray pallor to their complexion. A Burgermeister mic. Currently, we are not able to do because we don't have the inputs for it. So, that's sad, but soon, hopefully. The goal is going very well, and so we're in a good point for that. Yeah, synchronized white balance. I know. Can you believe it? We have, I think, we have 5 different cameras, 5 different types of cameras. We have a USB Logitech webcam. We have 2 low-end Panasonic cameras that are the same model. 1 low-end Panasonic camera that's a different model. A Canon T3i. See, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4 types of cameras, 5 different cameras in total that we have right now. Our switcher can accommodate 6 cameras total, but we don't have another camera and we can't currently afford another camera, but I have a use for another camera should we get to that point. But yeah, so getting all of those different cameras to be remotely close in color it's Herculean. I don't know if we can do that. Yeah, I actually do have a wish list. The stuff that's on our wish list is I hate to put it up because it's super expensive, the stuff that we need. And I don't want it. It's something I feel like, we can work this through with whatever we do. Like it's a big deal. I didn't the wish list. Yeah, I don't think I put it in there. Yeah, let me see here. So the thing with this list, and I will share it for you in a sec if I can get this link. There we go. So the thing with the wish list is since these are sort of big ticket items, I wanted to make sure. There you go. It's in the chat now. I wanted to do something. If anyone ever stepped up and was able to purchase any of these things, then that item would be yours. Essentially, it would have your name attached to it, literally, on a little plaque. So it would be named after you. That would be your camera or your mixer or whatever it is. That's the least I could do. But yeah. Anyway, so there you can see sort of some of the things we're looking at. It's sort of a big thing. We're still growing. We're still in growing pains. We've only really been doing this sort of full week schedule for about 6 months. So there's still a lot of growth going on. We're rapidly pushing on the walls of our new space, and it's been great to have a lockdown studio that Tyler and I are not coming in every Thursday before a show to set it all up and then tearing it all down after the show. That has been a godsend, and that's why we've been able to do so many new shows, is having this studio. But the studio has its limitations as well. I mean, it's literally a concrete box, and some of you have seen that in person. Some of you may see that soon in person. It might be hard to tell on our stream exactly what it looks like, but it's not huge, and so it wasn't built to be a sound stage or anything like that. So it has some unique properties that we're trying to adapt to. But yes, the Nerf turret. See, that's all the way at the bottom. That Nerf turret. That's yeah. Xenar asks if I'm going to play in front of the camera. I probably not on a regular basis, not anytime soon. But yeah, when I talk about Extra Life in a couple of minutes, I will be playing an Extra Life. So, and I'm super excited about that. But let me wrap up sort of our expansion ideas right now. Is the first off is getting the new mixer, and the reason there's no mixer on the wish list is we're still doing research on that. We don't need a $1,200 $2,000 mixer or whatever. Like, that's just overkill. So we're trying to figure out. The last mixer we had was around $300 and died pretty quickly. So we're looking for something in a mid range between $500 or $600, something like that. And then once we have a mixer, then we can start looking at microphones. And the microphones we're looking at are potentially overhead shotgun microphones, similar to what Geek and Sundry and Hyper RPG use. The issue is potentially our setup is quite different. It's vastly different from those shows. Those shows are on a soundstage. They're wide open. They're huge. You can space out the microphones in a large fashion. So there's a lot to play with there. Whereas the way that we play around a table. And putting microphones that close together can cause some issues of phase shift and some other things. So we're looking into whether we stick with the lavaliers that we have, just because, we can, perhaps with a new mixer and stuff, we can make that sound better. Or if we step up and try and do the boom mics, which would mean we'd never have to worry about people, getting up to go to the bathroom and having to unhook and all that other stuff. A mic would always be there and would always be on. So that's enticing, but I don't know if it will work for us. So we're looking into that. We are also stepping up. We're doing a new show that I'm announcing here, although we've sort of talked about it on stream. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, the Farquaad just posted the live video from last Saturday when we were down for a little while doing Windows updates, which is always great. Um, you can sort of see the studio in that regard. Uh, uh, anyway, yes. What was I? Oh, new show. Uh, I know I had talked about all the new shows, but we're working on another new show. It's called Dinner and Dragons, and it's a cooking show. And I am stoked, but it's also beyond anything that we've done on the channel before. It's stuff that we've done as filmmakers before, although I've never shot a cooking show before. So this will be a first for me, but it's similar in vein to our tutorial videos in a way. But basically, Ben Dunn is an excellent cook. You might not know that about him, but he is fantastic. We used to live together when we first moved down to LA, and he used to cook for us all the time. And he's very good, and he's only gotten better. So he is going to be setting up some menus to go along with various role-playing games that we are going to be playing. So yeah, we have a friend's kitchen that we're using as a relatively big kitchen that has all the amenities that we might need. So we're going to use that. Eventually, we'd love to use the YouTube space. We are about 130 subscribers on YouTube away from being able to use the YouTube space, which is very cool. If you haven't subscribed to us on YouTube, please do. That's a great way of supporting us, because it puts us in another bracket basically on YouTube, but that allows us to do things like use the YouTube space and become a YouTube I forget what they call it, ambassador, I think. So anyway, yeah. I think Braid has talked about, I think I've talked with Braid about this, so yeah. Don't use interns. Interns are sort of difficult to corral in a non-work environment. So I mean, we're not like official. We're sort of. I have a company and everything like that, but the intern thing, the California law with interns is super, super strict. So I don't really have anyone like that. I don't know if I want to get into something like that. So yeah. And there's a lot of like specific tasks that we need that we can't necessarily give to an intern. It's mostly a volunteer basis sort of thing. So a lot of people have stepped up to help us, but there's certainly a lot of expansion that we could use help in, especially behind the scenes. But we'll probably be stepping out and trying to do a little bit more outreach for that. Thanks. Thank you for following on YouTube. That's awesome. Yeah, like I said, we are super close on YouTube to getting, when we hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, we basically get bumped into that new tier. And the YouTube space is here down in there's a YouTube space here down in LA, and it's a great location if you can get it. It's booked a lot, so it's hard. It's not easy. We're certainly not going to be able to broadcast out of there for all of our shows or anything. But for something like Dinner and Dragons, where we kind of shoot in one fell swoop, it would be really cool for. But anyway, Dinner and Dragons, that's coming early next year. Look for that. We're going to have a bunch of cool games that we're going to be playing, games that we don't normally play, with a bunch of GMs, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one, and cool recipes and things that you guys can use at your home games. Easy recipes. We're not talking about like steak tartare or anything like that. Really cool. Yeah. So Twitch partnership. So we had a big meeting a while ago, and we're talking about Twitch partnership. We probably could apply for Twitch partnership where we are right now. Technically, you're supposed to have 10,000 followers and netting 100 viewers or more every time you stream. We are far from either of those. However, as you said, there are a lot of people who have smaller followings who have made Twitch partner. It's I think that they have some specific rules, some specific guidelines, but it depends. It's sort of a who you know kind of thing, but also, are you providing content that not a lot of people are providing and stuff like that. Anyway, I think we could apply for Twitch partnership. I actually applied for it before we moved to our new location. I don't know, maybe a year ago or so. I applied for it and we didn't get it. We were much smaller then. We weren't broadcasting, obviously. We were only broadcasting every other week. But now I feel like we might have a good chance. However, the thing with Twitch partnership is, as you may know, if you are watching us on YouTube, which a few people are, if we had a Twitch partnership, we couldn't do a multi-stream. We could only stream to Twitch. That doesn't mean that the video can eventually go to YouTube for a VOD. But the beauty of multi-streaming is that not only do we have a combined audience between Twitch and YouTube as we stream, and eventually we might start streaming to Facebook Live as well. But not only would we not be able to do that, not only would we not be able to do that, and not only can we do that now, but it helps tremendously on the back end because essentially the video is already up on YouTube. So that negates the need for us to go back, take the file, and upload it ourselves, which can take a long time because it's several gigabytes, and edit and all this other stuff. Like it's we still like to have edited videos as much as we can do it, but now with the schedule expanded so much, it's difficult for the 2 or 3 people that can actually edit in our team and stuff to handle all of that stuff. So it's very nice to have sort of a one-stop shop where we can just sit down, hit a button, and we're streaming to multiple places all at once. And the video goes to all of those places. So the minute I stop streaming, someone can immediately go to YouTube and watch it. So it's constantly filling our YouTube content. There's just essentially no delay in that. The benefits of a Twitch partnership, obviously, is the ad revenue you'd get to share in. Currently, we do not share in any ad revenue on Twitch. And the subscribers. So a subscription is $4.99 a month on Twitch. You can't subscribe to us on Twitch because we're not a partner. But basically, what does that give you if you are a Twitch subscriber? The main benefit that it would give to you is that you would be able to select a source option. So if the stream is streaming at a quality that your internet can't handle or whatever, you can dial it back down, which is cool. However, YouTube does that for free. So if you are having a problem with the stream, you can always go over to YouTube and adjust your settings that way, because they have a much larger bandwidth and much more servers and everything to handle that workload. So if you are having a problem, you can just go to YouTube. I don't like if someone comes into Twitch, obviously they came into Twitch for a reason. They don't necessarily want to go out of the Twitch experience. And if they're being told to go out of Twitch, like that's not helping anybody. Still, I didn't see a whole lot of benefit there. The other for the $4.99, so generally the Twitch, the streamer, so us, the channel, gets around half of that. So around $250 or so a month. The thing is that I didn't want to pollute the Yeah. If we get partnered, then you have a bit more options. The thing is that Twitch has occasionally they will. It depends on how busy their servers are. So sometimes if their servers aren't super busy, they will give you those quality options that you can choose at the bottom. If they're super busy and if you're a partner, you always have those quality options. If you're not a partner, it depends entirely on the bandwidth of the server and everything like that. So that's where that comes in. Um, Wait, why would we embed the YouTube stream on our Twitch page? Because we're streaming now on Twitch. You'll have to explain that one to me. Um, the thing with Patreon, and I'll get into Patreon in a minute. But the thing with Patreon is we get more of the Patreon money than we would get through a Twitch partnership. The thing with the Twitch partnership is you are also getting the ad revenue, which I have no idea what the payout is of the ad revenue. There are no published numbers or anything of that. It's all sort of hearsay. You can talk to other partners and see how much they're getting from the ad revenue. But I imagine it's sort of like YouTube. It's probably very similar, and you're talking pennies on the dollar or something that you'll see, or less than that, fraction of a penny. But that's all fine. The thing that stood out to me though was that Patreon we would get more out of and could do more with a Patreon backer than we could a Twitch subscriber. You would get emotes that you could use in Twitch. We could upload specific emotes for people to use. But I don't know if that's terribly requested or anything from us. It's neat, but I don't know if it's a huge deal. So we bandied it about for a while, and we just sort of came to the conclusion that right now it seems we're doing pretty well, and moving to a Twitch partnership didn't seem like it was something that we could put on the back burner and sort of let grow organically rather than trying to push for it. If Twitch ever came knocking or we started hitting those numbers that they proclaim to want, the 10,000 followers and the 100 people watching and everything like that, there's there's just not a whole lot there. Oh, I see, Fuckwad. Yeah. If we could stream, I think Twitch would have a conniption fit if you put YouTube on their on your Twitch channel page. But yeah, I can see what you're saying. So anyway, I think right now we're in a good spot. So I'm not really looking for a partnership. It seems like you'd be making money. Like, you're already streaming here. Why not do that? But I think the cons outweigh the pros at this stage. So we're going to hold back on that. Yeah. So Patreon, I've been looking at, this is really, really preliminary. I almost hesitate to mention it, but I do want to bring it up because some of you guys are Patreon backers, and that's interesting. Or this might be interesting to you. And it is interesting that you're a Patreon backer. Why are you a Patreon backer? Thank you. But I've been researching GameWisp, which is a Patreon competitor. And it's used by a lot of Twitch streamers because it has sort of Twitch integration. So there's a lot of things that you can do with GameWisp that sort of connect it to Twitch in a way similar to a Twitch partnership, that you can get some of those benefits in a way that you can't with Patreon right now. I'm pretty happy with Patreon, and I hesitate to do any sort of big move because we'll inevitably lose people in the switchover, and I don't really want to see that happen, especially when we're so close to a goal right now. But GameWisp is something that we're researching right now. If it looks like it's the thing, there are some benefits to it. They do offer they're really, really um, responsive to people who are on their platform, and they offer some things that are like auto distribution. So things like well, first off, they do an auto charge. So right now, if you sign up for our Patreon, you're the benefits don't go into effect until the first of the next month. So a lot of times we have people uh, a lot of people will come in and like, oh, I want to donate. Okay, here's $5. Where's my stuff? And it's like, well, we actually got to wait. Some people, I had one guy donate on the 1st of October, and I was all like, oh my God, you're going to have to wait because it hasn't charged you yet. Uh, and we try and be good about having, um, I don't know, having people, get the rewards and stuff on time. So the thing with GameWisp is that you can, it charges you immediately, so you get the benefits immediately. And oh yeah, what I was gonna say is we try to be good about not doing like, okay, you gotta be subscribed to us for 3 months before benefits kick in and stuff like that. Like you get your benefits the first month that your pledge goes live, basically. So you get access to all of the songs and everything. If you're a $5 a month or more backer, you get access immediately, once your pledge kicks in. But um, the thing with GameWisp is, and I'll get to the question about why not both. Uh, I think he was asking why not both GameWisp and Patreon. Why don't I do both of those? Um, the thing with GameWisp is that I can set up things like auto notifying you about where to go find the album, and listen to all of Amy's songs every month. Can send auto updates, can send you all the links to Tom's, um, all of the stuff from Monday Night Dungeon Fight and the stuff for his disorganized play. So there are things that would help me on the back end running the Patreon thing. GameWisp does a lot of that stuff naturally. I have to do all of it manually with Patreon. GameWisp would handle some of that stuff. So, and it would mean that you guys would get it sooner and faster. Things like giving the XP and everything, I think I would still have to do that manually. But I don't know. That could be a discussion I have with GameWisp. Um, anyway, uh, yeah. So why not both? Why not both Patreon and GameWisp? I thought about it. I'm still thinking about it. Like I said, this is still sort of early stage thinking, and I appreciate any comments that you guys have. Um, but hold on, let me get a drink. I have cats playing around me, so if you hear a wild meow, that's one of the cats. Um, I didn't want to muddy the waters by having a Game Wisp and a Patreon. I didn't. We There's so many different ways that you can watch our stuff, and you can contribute to us via the donations, via Streamlabs and Revlo and D20 Robot and Patreon. I didn't want to add yet another one to the list. I it may not look it, but I really want to consolidate everything so that people have sort of a one-stop shop to things. Um, I think that's sort of impossible for a streamer. There's just too many uh, things out there that are required of you. So anyway, I didn't want to add yet another program. Not only is it a program that someone would have to administer, but it's something that we would be promoting and all that other stuff, and it just seems like too much. So if we ever wanted to do Game Wisp, it would be similar to what we were doing when we were contemplating shutting down Revlo. We give a lot of people a head start. We would slowly ramp up Game Wisp and slowly, hopefully, move everyone over from Patreon to Game Wisp. That's not happening anytime soon. Don't worry about it. but that's probably what we would do rather than try to have them constantly on at the same time. Uh, Game Wisp. The thing with Game Wisp is you don't get quite as much money. They take a little bit more out off the top than Patreon does. But they also offer a more, I guess you could say, a boutique experience. So there's a little bit more of a one-on-one there, and they're specifically designed for streamers, for live streamers, and for game players and stuff like that. So it is a little bit more specific. So because of that, they take a little bit more off. It's not a huge factor. I mean, you're talking a couple bucks or something here or there. The big thing is that they generally take $1 off of every tier level you have. So right now we have $1, a $5, a $10, and a $25 tier on Patreon. If we did Game Wisp, the $1 level would be negligible. We would not be making any money off of it because they would be taking $1 from that. So he would give us $1, Game Wisp would take the $1, and we would see nothing. So the dollar level would have to go away completely. And as you might imagine, most of our backers are at the dollar level, or $2 or whatever. Many of our backers are at that level. So that's not a great compromise. $2. $2 is an option, but I would hate to go for everyone who's backing at $1, go like, hey, just add one more dollar, and you can go over to Game Wisp or whatever. Like, that's, I don't know. To me, that sort of sounds like a recipe for disaster, but I don't know. But still, $1 off of $5 is still $4, so that's still $1.50 more than a Twitch partnership. And Game Wisp and Patreon take their cuts and stuff like that, but it's still a better payout than a Twitch partnership. So anyway, that's why we're sticking with Patreon for now. Come back to me in a couple of months. We'll see where we stand. If we want to give Game Wisp a try or whatever, we might start kind of rolling that out slowly. There might be a period where we do both at the same time just to see how it works. And I'll let you guys know if we decide to do that, because really the only way you can get a sense for it is if you actually have it live and running. Yeah, even $1 to $2. I mean, $1 is not a lot. $1 a month is not a whole lot, but when you start looking at it, you're like, okay, well now that's $2, and that's that's twice as much. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it adds up. It adds up quickly, and I understand that. So whenever Netflix gives me a bump, I'm like, okay, well it's still less than cable, but I still look at it with a side eye. Yeah. Let's see. Did I miss a question here? Richard McSunday, did you get the cons? The cons about Twitch. I'm not sure exactly which cons you were referring to, but hopefully you got that answered. Yeah, if you have any questions about Patreon or any comments or anything like that, definitely shoot me a note. Talk to me, and I'm happy to answer questions about that stuff. Going back to new shows. Maximum Miniatures, our show with Iron Tusk miniature painting, that's coming back October 30th. It's a Sunday starting at 2:00. We're doing another show. We'll have another auction for miniatures. He's already painted some, and he has a big miniature that he'll be painting on stream. Starts with a C and ends with Thulu. that I think you guys are going to really dig, and that will be up for auction as well. So tune in for that. That's October 30th, Maximum Miniatures. Learn all about painting miniatures the Maximum Miniatures way, the Iron Tusk way. Ian is super cool, and he's a great guy. And yeah, I am super in love with that show too. I really love all the shows that we do. I'm super excited about it. Anyway, yeah, that could happen, Farquad. That could certainly happen. $1 crowd stays with Patreon. The rest goes to Game Wisp. Yep. It is the Reaper. It is the big Reaper version. Yeah, it's the big guy. Okay. Let me pull it up. I should have pulled this up beforehand. But I want to talk about... Nope, that's the wrong one. Wrong link. So I want to talk about Extra Life. Extra Life. Extra Life. Friendly neighborhood Extra Life. Here we go. I am posting the team in chat. Yeah, Game Whips. That's a complete. I cannot guarantee what you will find if you go to Game Whips. That's something else. Game Wisp. Yes, Game Wisp. Anyway, Extra Life. Extra Life is coming up, and is coming up on us super fast. It is the weekend of November 4th. We are starting at 7 p.m. Pacific time on November 4th. That's a Friday. And we're going to about 7 o'clock on Saturday the 5th. We will probably be pushing later. We might be pushing much later. But it's guaranteed to be a good time. We're playing a lot of different games. If you go to that team page there, you will see the roster of our team, which grows almost every day. If you want to join the team, you are absolutely welcome to. Just click join that team, and if you want to raise money for Extra Life, it's an excellent cause. It supports the Children's Miracle Network hospitals in your area. You're not just playing for our Children's Network hospital, but yeah, it's a great cause, helping the kids and providing them some relief and some measure of comfort. So it's something that we've been doing for about 3 years now. We actually started doing it 4 years ago, before we were really saving throw. And we did it out of Mason's house that very first year, and we had a couple of streams going, and it was a whole lot of fun, but a big mess. And then we did it our first official year. We did it at Twin Galaxies Live, and then last year we did it in Tyler's garage. Yeah, in Tyler's garage. So this will be our first year at the studio doing it. And I think we have the big room again, so that should be pretty cool. Or we're going to try and get the big room. Anyway, so we are playing a ton of games. Let me just tell you what games we are playing, because they are super kick-ass. So we are playing Black Bag, and we have a guest spot there. Michaela Lynn is going to be playing with us. If you saw Michaela, she guested once on Never Tell Me the Odds, so she's actually coming back and guesting on Black Bag. Wes is running that. Roll for Shoes. I think some of you guys will be pretty excited. Jordan is running that. And that has Megan Garav and Tyler, and also a couple of special guests, Ash Minnick and Claire Max. They're look them up, Ash Minnick and Claire Max. They're really cool, and I'm super happy to have them join us for Roll for Shoes. After Roll for Shoes, that's at 10 p.m. on Friday. At 1 a.m. Saturday morning, we start with Goblin Quest, run by Eric Reichert. If you might have caught Goblin Quest back during Gen Con, when we were all away at Gen Con, Eric ran Goblin Quest, and it was a whole big heap and load of fun. So Amy's going to be playing in that, Garav, Sax, Mason, and special guest Amanda Lynn Schaefer. So that will be cool. Then at 4 a.m. Saturday morning, I will be playing in Deadlands Reloaded. I am super stoked. I love Savage Worlds. I love Cowboys. Deadlands is great, and I am 100% excited to be playing this game. It's going to be so cool. So I'm playing. Michael Holmes is playing. Mason is playing. Tracy is playing, and none other than Mr. James V. 1971 is also playing in that game. So I know he's excited. I'm excited. We're super stoked to be doing that. And if you back me on Extra Life, if you go to my page, you just click on that link. Let me post that link one more time for you guys. If you go to this link and you go to the roster and you click on me, yes, and Sun Growler is running that game because he's a god amongst men. He is so cool. Yes. Yes. So if you go to that link and go to my page, I have some rewards that you can tick off for me. Things that you can give me. You can give me a catchphrase that I will try and use as much as possible throughout the game. I will, if I get 100 catchphrases, I will fit in all 100 catchphrases. It will be the most annoying thing ever, but I am happy to do that because this is a great cause. You are a god among men, Sun Growler. This is coming from me. Okay, that was awkward. What else can you do? You can let's see. You can give me a catchphrase. You can give me a Benny. You can, which is essentially like a Benny can be basically kind of like a reroll. You can change my initiative card to a Joker, which like is super high. So you have in Savage Worlds, you draw cards, and depending on what card you get, that's your initiative order. If you have the Joker, you're basically a wild card, and you can go first, and you get a bunch of bonuses and stuff on what you do and damage and stuff like that. So that's super cool. And then if you donate 150, I'll do everything. I'll do all of the above, and I will give you a nickname on stream. And I'll do that regardless of if I'm playing a game or not. So if you do it, I will pop into whatever game is happening right then, and I will shout out and thank you live on stream and give you a special nickname that I will make up right then. And then if I hit that $1,000 goal, my goal is only $250, but if I hit $1,000, if I personally hit $1,000, I will be happy to hit the button and start a Nerf war. I don't even care. I'll do it. So yeah, I won't let a Nerf war happen unless I hit that $1,000 level. But I'm just saying. I can't really stop other people, but I will try. I will try by shooting them in the face with a Nerf gun. Yeah, sure. I like chocolate bars. Unicorn. So anyway, check it out. Extra Life. It's coming up 2 weeks, 24 hours. It's going to be a lot of fun. Oh wait, yeah, I didn't even finish. I do the game I'm playing it. So yes, I'm playing a game. If you want to see me playing a game, tune in for that. Okay, we've only gotten to 4 o'clock in the morning. Okay, 7 in the morning. Serving superheroes. It is it's a Fate game that Mason is running where they are playing process servers to superheroes. They are superheroes playing superheroes, so it's sort of like damage control. It's going to be a lot of fun. Michael Holmes, Nick Levy, aka Sun Growler, Tracy King, and James V 1971 are also playing in that game. Then after that, we're doing Shadows of the Demon Lord. Michael Holmes is running that game. That's at 10 in the morning. Gaurav, Megan, Jordan, and Tyler are playing in that game. And there are benefits. Yes, and you asked earlier if, oh, James, there's plenty of guns at the studio. You don't need to bring any. Um, uh, but yeah, yeah, a lot of the other guys, I know Sungrowler is setting up his page to be able to buy things. A lot of the other guys are setting up their pages so that you can buy various benefits and stuff like that through Extra Life. And then let's see, after Shadows of the Demon Lord, we're playing Phoenix Dawn Command, but we're playing a special Phoenix Dawn Command. It's going to be Phoenix Rising, and it's actually going to be set in the modern era. And Amy's going to be playing that, Michael Holmes, Megan Caves, Jordan Caves, and a guest is Kai Norman. And then we have a special concert. Amy and Jason Miller from Geek and Sundry from Foreververse. They're going to be playing some songs that Amy and Jason wrote for Foreververse. So you can check out some of that. If you have requests of songs, send them to Amy. I'm sure she's going to love scrambling to figure out how to do requests. But that's what she gets for moving to Geek and Sundry. I'm never going to let her live that down. Okay. Then we're doing our classic Wizards Warriors and You live read at the end of the day. And I'm working on a little D&D trivia game show. So, get out your second edition manuals, your Unearthed Arcanas, your Fighter's Guide, your Paladin's Guide, your Thief's Guide, all that stuff. We're going to be doing some D&D trivia. So that sort of rounds out. We might be doing something else. Amidst all of that, we might be adding some things, some other special guests, stuff like that. But anyway, that's the lineup for Extra Life. I'm super stoked. We're going to be releasing the schedule for that this week, and we're going to start throwing out some promos for that. So I'm excited. It's always a good time. The marathons are always a whole lot of fun. Sharing that stuff or whatever you can do is super helpful. But yeah. All right. Catching up. Let's see. Yeah. Oh god, the Nerf turret. The thing with the Nerf turret is what I wanted to, this is way beyond my capabilities. I'm sure I could eventually figure it out, but I got too much on my plate right now. But the thing I really wanted to do was get something like an Arduino or something to plug into the Nerf turret and put like a little GoPro on there and put it on the table or near the table so that you guys could actually go to that stream or whatever. Like we'd stream it to my other Twitch channel or something, and you could see it and you guys could control it. That I think would be amazing because it moves, it walks, and then the turret moves and it goes up and down, and like you guys could basically participate. It's beyond me. I am not a programmer. I have no idea where to start with something like that, but oh my gosh, that's going to be so much. That would be so cool. That was why I wanted the Nerf turret, because I have seen some people have modded the turret and added some things like that to it, but nothing where you can actually like Twitch controls a Nerf turret, nothing like that. So I don't know if that's even possible, but I think that would be really cool. Yes, I am playing Monday Night Dungeon Fight on November 7th. So that's not next week, but 2 weeks from next week. So within 3 weeks, I'll be on Monday Night Dungeon Fight. Along with Sax and and James V, 1971. And another person that I'm forgetting. I'm sorry, person that I'm forgetting. Oh well. Anyway, so that's sure to be fun. We'll see if I advance onto the championships with that or not. And yeah, so that's going to be fun. Let's see. I've gone beyond my hour. the Advil has sort of kicked in, so I'm not in great amount of pain right now. But yeah, what are you guys doing? Do you have any questions? I feel like I dropped a lot of meat down there, a lot of knowledge, a lot of info on what we're doing right now for the channel. Yeah, what I love hearing back from you guys. I love getting feedback. I love hearing, oh, this show works for me. This show doesn't work for me. This show feels weird. You guys used to do it this way, and now it's this. Whatever it is, I love hearing feedback. We said it before on the tutorial show, but we love anonymous internet feedback. But I feel like I know you guys. Sungrowler says, does Office Space work for us, or is there a specific search string that should be used? Well, we have, if we're looking for a new space, we are contemplating a move. The ideal location would have high ceilings and a lot of space for the table, so that we have room to spread out on either side. Right now, we literally have, our table is 4x6. And as you can see, we have about 2 feet on either side. We have about 1.5 feet behind where the GM sits. And we have, I don't know, about maybe another 6 feet or so to the door. So it's really small. Well, we have relatively high ceilings, which are nice, which is nice because we can put lights and stuff up there. But we need pretty high ceilings and a lot of space on all sides. So an office space could work as long as it has a large space like that. Usually office spaces don't have high ceilings, is a big problem. And they're not really designed for, soundproofing or anything like that. But if we could find something like that, it'd be really cool. Yeah, so that's what we're sort of looking for. Thank you, Xenar. I am describing an abandoned warehouse. Essentially, I'm describing my villain's lair, my ideal villain's lair. Oh, cool. Thanks. I will check that out. Yeah. Yeah, I am, speaking of Patreons and Proficiency Check with Patreon backers, something that I sorry, I was going back through chat. So I want to reinstitute the Patreon Hangouts. It's just figuring out a time when we can do that. The current location of the studio is quite a ways away from where most of us live. And it's difficult to get there early enough to do a Patreon hangout before, like we used to do back in Tyler's garage. We used to do a 7:30 hangout once a month before Barky's Brigade. Now we start earlier. We start at 7:30, so we'd have to get there by 6 or so. It's just a little bit too hard for us to do it. So we're thinking, like a Saturday or Sunday, either before Dark Sun or in between Dark Sun and Phoenix Dawn Command, or maybe on a Sunday or something like that. Or on a Monday, instead of doing Proficiency Check here, I do it just with our Patreon backers. And that would be for all Patreon backers from $1 on up. That's a thought. But I do like having the transparency. You guys are all, whether you're a Patreon backer or not, you guys are all our supporters, just tuning in and watching. So I like having that transparency, and I like getting the feedback that all of you can provide. So I'll probably keep doing that. But eventually we will start having Patreon hangouts. If not a universal Patreon hangout, then at least per stream. Each stream will kind of have its own hangout, like once a month or so, something like that. So like Black Bag, you could watch their Patreon hangout and stuff like that. So if you had specific Black Bag questions, you could tune into that. So yeah, eventually we'll do that. I am working on setting up a Discord channel for Patreon backers so that you guys can join us. You can always add us on. I'm going to do this here. Social. You can follow us at any of those links that you got before you're hearing me talking about those links. You can follow us at any of those. Add us on Battle.net, add us on Steam. And as Farquaad knows, every once in a while we are happy to play some video games with you guys. Lots of HOTS, Heroes of the Storm, Overwatch, and we have a saving throw guild on World of Warcraft. But I feel like Garav is now everyone was super hot. Everyone was playing, and I reminded them all that you could play for free to level 20, but then after that you kind of had to pay. And I think that hit a lot of people hard when they got to level 20. They kind of forgot about that. But anyway, Discord, go ahead and follow us at all the other places. But for Patreon backers, I'll be opening up a Discord channel for y'all. And we'll be doing some things. So for our Hangouts, you guys can actually talk to us and we can actually have a conversation rather than chatting over text. Let's see. Oh, what is this Nerf weapon? Oh, that is a cool one. It's kind of like a double-barreled shotgun / crossbow. I like it. Oh yeah, I'll probably be doing more of the game promotions. Like I would love to have Talene on to talk about Misadventures. I'd love to have Tyler on to talk about Shadowrun, things like that. So and Ben to talk about Dinner and Dragons when we get into that. So yeah, we'll have more of those. Yeah, Discord is sort of like Vent in a way. It's a little bit more full featured, I think, than Ventrilo, but check it out. I think Curse is the official Twitch and Blizzard talk system. You can add us on Curse too. We're on there as well. It is like Discord, but it has a more community features, I think. But we use Discord a lot here, so we're sort of embedded with Discord, and Discord has Patreon connections as well. So anyway, Discord is probably where you'll find us. Yeah. So yeah, there's going to be more Proficiency Check as we go on. It's tough because we have so many new shows now that we're doing that I'm at the studio almost every night now, or every day. So yeah, it's it gets a little hectic for me, but I hope that I can continue doing it for a while because I do enjoy talking to you guys. Yeah, I could do Skype. Yeah, it's not too bad. Yeah, we do have to cram people in here, but we could actually probably spread it out a little bit more too. But yeah, I'll definitely be having more people on. We're gonna probably be doing more interviews. We love to do interviews, so we'll do a few more of those. Hopefully in the near future. And eventually I'm finally release the interviews we did at Gen Con. Gen Con kind of came and went and hit and crashed and was amazing and mind-blowing, and all the stuff that we shot during Gen Con has sort of just fallen by the wayside. But we got a bunch of interviews and talked to a bunch of really cool game developers that I want to show their stuff. A lot of them are still ramping up production on some of their games and stuff. But we talked to Modifius about the Star Trek role-playing game. Who else did we talk? We talked to Monty Cook Games. We talked about the why am I forgetting it? Why am I forgetting the name of that series? The Allomancers. Mistborn, the Mistborn series. We talked about with them about their Mistborn board game and the Mistborn RPG, which is going to be coming out soon. So yeah. Anyway, lots of interviews that I hope we can get out soon. Um, yeah, you can see the portable air conditioner right behind me that finally bit the ghost. Oh well. At least it's reasonably. It's going to be 90 again. At the end, it was literally raining at 1 a.m. this morning, and now it's going to be 90 again. So that's always fun. Um, yeah. Cool. Yeah. Welcome to BattleNet. Anyway, I don't know. I don't have much else to say. That's I feel like I did a lot. I'll probably drop that Amazon wish list into our Twitch channel so you guys can see it. Oh, we're super close. I should mention, uh, if I haven't talked about Patreon enough, I'm sure you guys are tired of me talking about Patreon. But we are really, 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 really close to our next goal. I think we're within $20 of our next goal. So the next goal is to sort of redo our website, which is in dire need of a just help. I am not a web designer. I use WordPress, and WordPress is fantastic. It's a great piece of software, but there's a lot of specific things that we like to do and that I want to do that I don't have the knowledge to do it and do it in a way that works and is everything is working together and is not all janky, and you have an ad over here and this over here and it all looks like mess. So when we hit that $450 goal, we're gonna start working on a redesign of the website, and we'll hopefully be able to roll that out early next year is what I'm aiming for. So that's exciting. So thank you to everyone that has been backing our Patreon month after month. I really appreciate it. So yeah, there you go. So cool. I don't know if there's any other questions. I'll take any questions if you guys have them. Otherwise, I won't even say otherwise. I'll wait for questions to come in because you know what the otherwise is going to be. I think. And it's just silence. So quiet. Yep. Oh, I have so I don't talk about it much. I have so many ideas for things that I want to do with the channel. So many videos that I want to start shooting. And eventually I hope we get there. But yeah, it's hard for me to kind of contain. I don't know if you can see, if you can tell, but it's hard for me to contain myself sometimes. Yes, I was reading chat. Yeah. So anyway, if there's no other questions, then I will sign off, and I will put a heating pad on my back and take some Advil and watch some TV. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I know everybody else appreciates it. So tune in. Tomorrow we have Disorganized Play at 2:00, and then hopefully Rhodes Legacy. Maybe. I don't know. Henry might be gone. If Henry is gone, then Tyler and I may be hopping on and playing some Overwatch. So stay tuned for that. Wednesday is Lost Brigade. Tune in for that. It's D&D 5e if you're interested in that. Thursday is the recap of Disorganized Play. That's at 4:00. Friday is we're back to Black Bag. And then Saturday, Black Bag is our Call of Cthulhu game, if you don't know. And Saturday we do Dungeon World. We play Dungeon World using the Dark Sun system or Dark Sun setting, which is amazing. And if you missed the last episode, like, oh my God, I had so much fun. I don't normally work on the Saturdays. Sax is a man among men and takes over for Saturdays for me. But he was on vacation last weekend, so I got to sit in, and oh, I am so glad I did. That was such a cool episode. And the hugging of Sean was probably one of the best moments I've ever witnessed on Saving Throw. So Dark Sun, we do Dark Sun on in the at 12:30 p.m. on Saturday Pacific time, and then we do Phoenix Dawn Command. Sax will be back for that. That's at 5 o'clock Pacific time on Saturday. So a full week, lots of stuff going on. So you can I'll post the calendar here. Well, actually, as soon as I sign off, you'll see the calendar as our little image. But you can also see some of the stuff that we do here. Malkara, go to our Twitter and scroll through, or find one of the clips. I think that might be on our Twitch channel somewhere. There is a clip of it, and I know Texas Devon had I took a screenshot of it, and it's brilliant. The look on Sean's face is priceless. Anyway, okay, cool. That's it for me, guys. Thanks again so much for tuning in. I had a blast. You guys are awesome. Like, comment, subscribe, go to YouTube. Give us some love over there. And yeah, we'll see you soon. All right. Bye.